When the Jewish people are living on our homeland, we are commanded that every 7 years is the Shemitah, and every 7 cycles of the Shemitah is the Yovel. An additional year of Shemitah is ordinanced on the 50th year. During that year, not only does the land lay fallow, but all homesteads return to their original owners, and all avodim, all Eved Ivris, are freed. The Sefer Chinuch explains that during this year, there is a specific mitzvah to blow the shofar, and he explains that one of the reasons why we blow the shofar is because this mitzvah of freeing the slaves is quite a difficult mitzvah. If a man has owned a slave for many years and he now has to give him up, it's a very serious financial loss. It is something that's very difficult to do, and therefore the Torah commands us to blow the shofar. By blowing the shofar, all slave owners are going to hear the word that throughout the land, all slaves are being freed. Now it will be easier for the slave owner to give up his slave. Why? Because he knows he's not the only one. All slave owners are going to do it. He's in a group. There are many who will be doing it, and therefore it's easier for him to do it. Therefore the Torah commands us to blow the shofar. This Sefer Chinuch is quite difficult to understand. We're dealing with a mature man. We're dealing with a businessman who has quite a substantial sum of money invested over here, and it is a difficult mitzvah. How is the fact that other people are also freeing up their slaves going to make it easier? Either he is a law-abiding Jew and he's going to listen to the halacha, or he's not. He's not some teenager who's going to be influenced by what his friends are doing. He's a mature individual. Either he understands the halacha and is going to abide by it or not. Why then would we need to have the shofar blown to let him know that all other slave owners as well are going to free their slaves? And I believe the answer to this question is that the Sefer Chinuch is teaching us a fundamental lesson about human beings. And that is, no matter how mature we are, no matter how sophisticated we are greatly influenced by our peer group. We're greatly influenced by what others are doing. The reality is that the human being is a social being. We have great regards and are tremendously affected by what others are doing. And the Sefer Chinuch is teaching us, even if the man is very dedicated to the mitzvah, it will be hard to do. The fact that others are with him will make it easier, because that is human nature. And understanding this has tremendous relevance in our particular times. We live in times of very, very strange moral decay. It seems that every day there's a new level of decadence and a new level of abhorrent behavior that becomes accepted as the norm. Typically, we, the Am HaNivcha, the Jewish people, are very broad-minded and we're very open-minded. But living in the times that we are, it's necessary for us to create our own culture, because the world at large has lost its sanity. The reality is that we're affected greatly by what others do. If in the media they report these things and we read about it, if on the TV and the various news channels it's accepted as normal, then it affects us. For us to remain the holy nation, we have to create our own culture. We have to insulate ourselves. We have to protect ourselves. It's not ghetto Judaism in the sense that it's small-minded. Quite the opposite. It's being realistic to the nature of the human and understanding how greatly we are influenced by what others are doing.